With gas at about $4 a gallon, Metro says more people are taking the bus.
Obviously, you have to hold on to the handrails to keep your balance on the escalator. But doctors say keep your hands away from your face and wash them as soon as you can.
The victim said the suspect tied his hands behind his back with a zip tie, covered his eyes with duct tape.
No matter where you are on planet Earth, if you take a picture with a smartphone, your location, and I do mean your exact location, suddenly becomes public knowledge.
Hot off the trucks, tens of thousands of cookies will be finding their way to your doorstep. But before a box of cookies can get to you, some Girl Scout or her parent has to pick it up.
It was a little discouraging when you first got here, but it only took about 2 hours to get through.
Every troop leader has been warned you'll need patience to get through this line. They don't call this mega delivery for nothing. There are enough cookies here to help 64,000 Girl Scouts.
Well, it's really fun, but it's a lot of hard work because you have to sort them all out and get them all right.
The biggest fundraiser for the Girl Scouts was also created to teach girls how to communicate and to give them their first taste of business.
I usually sell to my family first, and my mom takes it to her work, and my dad helps too, and then I try selling in my neighborhood as much as I can.
This dad says selling cookies with his daughter gives him a sense of community.
They start going house to house. You go, oh, hi, we live here. And you go, oh, I know you, but you've never seen them in the neighborhood really before.
Girl Scouts have been selling cookies for more than 50 years, and everyone has a favorite.
I like the Thin Mints. I like Caramel Delights the best.
There's so many I like.
There's also a new cookie flavor this year. It's called Cinnaspins. It's for cookie lovers who are health conscious. They come in 5 of these little packs, and in one bag, there are only 100 calories.
If you haven't met a Girl Scout yet, she'll probably be paying you a visit soon with a box of cookies. Elizabeth Lee, CW 39 News.
Take a look at what real estate agent Debbie Coleman says is the biggest, or at least the most expensive house in the Houston area. Dan and Marion Spence have decided they're ready to downsize, so they've put their almost 5-year-old house on the market for a whopping $19 million. Coleman, who also happens to be Marion's sister, is the listing agent.
They were high school sweethearts. They've been married 48 years, and they have like 14 grandkids. So the house is very well used.
We started in the state-of-the-art kitchen with a combination of granite and tile counters, a unique ceiling, and a custom-made backsplash.
This is the master suite. It includes the spa area that has a beauty salon where she gets her hair done.
The house is complete with more than 60 total rooms, 5 kitchens, 18 bathrooms, 3 elevators, a few waterfalls, a pool, a game room, a theater, and all more than 30,000 square feet with attention to every detail.
You can tell I'm kind of passionate about it.
Miriam Fothery decorated and even helped design the house, nicknamed Danmar Manor, after the Mr. and Mrs.
We were really trying to capture the feel of Casablanca in this suite.
Danmar has 8 luxury suites for guests.
This is really one of the favorite suites. This is out of Africa.
They're all named after things the Spences love, from Hawaii to even a tribute to Scarlett from Gone with the Wind.
I forget how many chandeliers we have in the house.
There is a gentleman's library, an executive office.
The draperies are remote control.
A 50s-style diner.
This space is, we call it the concession area.
And again, a jaw-dropping movie theater. The Spences say they love the home, but they're ready to start a new chapter. Still, they're not in a hurry to leave, so anyone interested in taking over Danmar better come up with all $19 million. In the Woodlands, Marcy Izzard, 39 News.
On days of remembrance like this, we celebrate our own freedom, won through brutal sacrifice, and we are grateful.
Make us always aware that we can never do too much for our departed soldiers, whose bodies, minds, and spirits were inflicted by the scars of war.
all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid and relief upon them, for surely they have not forgotten you. Remember.
Every marker on these hallowed grounds tells a story, reflects of a life devoted to a higher purpose.
We can now rejoice that the nation to which we belong has produced men and women noble enough to die so that we could be free. Yet, we do not meet on Memorial Day only to weep for our dead. We are also here to learn and to remember.
On the streets of Southeast Houston, there is excitement in the air from the grassroots.
I really think America is ready for change, and I think he's the person who can make it happen.
Yes, we can! I think if he's elected, immediately our image to the world changes very positively.
Yes! Senator Barack Obama's first volunteer office in Houston opens its doors this Saturday after Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday was too close to call. I think I had a nervous stomach all night long.
Texas becomes the next battleground between Senators Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Texas has a lot of delegates, and we want to make sure we get our fair share of them, if not all of them.
Senator Clinton does not have a volunteer office like this one in Houston yet, but a spokesman from her campaign says there will be one coming soon.
No matter what their differences are, there is one thing Clinton and Obama share. They'll be working hard for your vote from now until the Texas primary. Elizabeth Lee, CW 39 News.
They once rode the waves of Galveston Bay, harvesting fish, shrimp, and oysters. Now lifeless and useless, hundreds of boats sit half sunken in the water or tossed on land by Hurricane Ike more than 3 weeks ago.
It has totally shut us down.
There's not much left of Lisa Halili's company, which is among one of the area's largest seafood wholesalers.
This is a huge industry that's totally impacted by this. I mean, Texas oysters is a big product.
She says she's concerned about losing dozens of workers.
They want to go back to work. They want a job. I mean, you lost everything, and as you can see, there's nothing to come back to work to.
The Coast Guard still has not reopened Galveston Bay to commercial boaters.
The bay is just full of cars, washing machines, clothes. Everybody's personal belongings that Ike took from everybody is in the bay, and that needs to be cleaned out. It's not good for the oysters, it's not good for the shrimp, it's not good for anything, the environment altogether.
Ike's 12-foot storm surge left the area in ruins, and only a few residents have returned to live in tents and makeshift shelters. Some say they feel the government has forgotten about them, and they're currently living on food and supplies provided by private donors.
We're confident that San Leon is going to rebuild.
Without their homes or their boats, many San Leon residents are wondering when or if their businesses will ever recover. Andrea Nguyen, 39 News.
The only way to start a story like this is say, we're going back to the future. Taking a ride in a DeLorean, a fixture of the 1980s.
Are you telling me you built a time machine?
And of course, a time machine for Marty McFly.
It's great for us because it introduces the car to a new generation every time it airs.
They have a Back to the Future pinball machine here, but the engines in the back let you know this business is unique. A few years ago, the people here bought the rights to the DeLorean name and the logo. DeLorean Motor Company is outside. Inside, there are parts and mechanics rebuilding and refurbishing these stainless steel cars.
I just fell in love with it, and it's just been a nonstop thing ever since.
They sell about 120 cars a year, average price about $57,000. In 1981, they were about half that.
They have enough parts in here to build about 500 DeLoreans. Look at all the doors over there.
But lately, the talk has not been about taking something old and making it new again. It's about making something completely new and bringing back the DeLorean name.
We thought, well, if John DeLorean was still around, because he got his start at Pontiac, would he try to save this car? Because he was all about sports cars. So we made some contacts, and we're still trying to put together a deal.
A deal that involves SB talking with people behind the now defunct Pontiac brand from General Motors. It's possible the Pontiac Solstice could become the DeLorean Solstice. It's getting attention. NewDeLorean.com has gotten nearly 27,000 hits since last month. This 27 years after DeLorean's high-profile acquittal on drug trafficking charges. A jury believed DeLorean was entrapped into raising money for his company. But now it's a possible resurrection of the DeLorean name. Back to the future and back to work.
I've spoken to John's family. I've spoken to John's widow, and they think John would be real happy with it.
Steve Simon, 39 News.